Hi there guys, how are you? Now इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे what is pandemic literature. Now also keep in mind that there was a question in previous year's questions on pandemic literature. ठीक है, so it's not something that I'm making from myself or making on my own. I'm just trying to analyze various themes, issues and areas from where questions come in UGC NET. ठीक है, and one such area was pandemic literature. So we all know what is a pandemic. We have seen COVID. But before I explain the details, अगर आप मुझसे जुड़ना चाहते हैं then you can connect with me on Telegram. ठीक है, and this is the link, Harsh Singh Sir Official. ठीक है, on Telegram. And this is a brief about me. Let me tell you that I've done my masters from Delhi University, from Hansraj College, and I've also written UPSC CSE mains twice with English literature optional. And the rest you can read here. And one small announcement. If you are preparing for UGC NET English, then we are starting a new batch from the 21st of October. ठीक है, 21st of October. For any inquiries, just call or WhatsApp us on this number 7678160296. ठीक है. Now coming to pandemic literature. See, pandemic literature basically focuses on contagion. ठीक है, societal collapse. ठीक है, as it used to happen in times of COVID. ठीक है, जहाँ पे लोगों की जान जा रही थी, there was a shutdown. So all of the terrible things you can imagine happens in pandemic literature. Depending upon what kind of pandemic it is, what disease it is, based on that it has a particular effect. ठीक है, so primarily it is focus on contagion. Now contagion का मतलब है something that is contagious, something that anyone can contract from somebody else. ठीक है, so the central theme is a contagious disease that spreads rapidly and poses a significant threat to human life. ठीक है, this can range from historical plagues like Black Death to fictional viruses with devastating consequences. उसके बाद societal collapse. Now, pandemic fiction often depicts the breakdown of social order. As institutions crumble, resources become scarce, and fear and panic spread. Now, we all are very much aware of many of these scenarios. We have seen all of this during COVID. ठीक है? Then individual struggles हमने देखे हैं. Then ethical dilemmas. When doctors have to choose which person to save, which person not to save, because resources become scarce. अस्पताल में भी resources scarce हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, and then finally social commentary. ठीक है, many works use the pandemic as a backdrop to explore social issues like inequality, government control, and fragility of human civilization. ठीक है, so just as it happened in COVID, बस एक वायरस ने पूरी दुनिया को हिला दिया था. So these are the things that you'll find in any pandemic literature. Now, from an exam point of view, you should be aware of the major examples in the field of literature. ठीक है, so from earlier times, we have the Decameron by Giovanni Boccaccio. ठीक है, this is a collection of stories told by people about Black Death. Because if you remember, Black Death or plague used to be a commonplace event in Europe. ठीक है, because उन दिनों plague की कोई भी treatment नहीं थी. ठीक है, there was no treatment for plague. There was not much known about plague. ठीक है. Afterwards, a journal of the plague year by Daniel Defoe. ठीक है, and this is a fictionalized account of the Great Plague of London in 1665. ठीक है. Afterwards, if we come to modern examples, ठीक है, first is The Stand by Stephen King. ठीक है, ये काफी important है. Now, this is a post-apocalyptic novel about a deadly virus that wipes out most of humanity. ठीक है. Afterwards, we have Blindness. ठीक है, by Jose Saramago. ठीक है. Now, this is a chilling story about a contagious blindness that spreads through the city. So, blindness करती है इस तरीके की viral illness थी या इस तरीके का contagious disease था. ठीक है. Afterwards, we have Station 11. ठीक है, by Emily St. John Mendel. Now, this is a beautifully written novel about a group of survivors navigating a world transformed by a flu pandemic. So somewhat like COVID. ठीक है, so just remember The Stand, Blindness, Station 11 and two more examples you should remember. ये काफी important है. This is of contemporary times. ठीक है, one is The End of October. ठीक है, The End of October by Lawrence Wright, a thriller about a deadly virus that originates in Indonesia and quickly spreads globally. ठीक है, then we have Leave the World Behind. ठीक है, Leave the World Behind by Ruman Alam. This is a psychological thriller about two families forced to shelter during a mysterious blackout that may be connected to a pandemic. ठीक है, so basically these writers explore various scenarios that may be there, may be possible when a pandemic happens. ठीक है, अब pandemic क्या होता है? Disease which is spread worldwide. ठीक है? Now before I close, remember that we are starting a new batch on the 21st of October. ठीक है? Just WhatsApp on this number if you want to find more information about it.